Anyway,
let's tell a story.
Our Valentine's story.
Let's tell stories.
Okay, so today, me and Tim, after his stream, we went to the mall, and we were going to go to Melting Pot for a nice romantic dinner, but Tim didn't make any reservations, and neither did I. So when we got up there, the lady goes, "Do you guys have?"
At 3:30.
Tim, nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you.
Or reservations. You got 800 open tables.
Nobody asked you. Shush.
Okay, so we get up there. It's like 4 o'clock, so we're like, "Hey, it won't be that busy," and it wasn't. We walk up, and all the tables are empty. And we go, "Hi, we're here for 2." And she goes, "Do you have a reservation?" And I was like, she probably didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it. And I was like, "No, we don't have a reservation." And she goes, "Well, we're only taking reservations, but you can sit at the bar." And I said, "No, thank you." She's like, "Well, here's a menu in case you want to look at it." So I look at the menu. While I'm looking at the menu, this kid and his girlfriend, I'm assuming that's his girlfriend, fiance, wife, something of the sort. He goes, "Hey, is your name Tim?" And Tim goes, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "Oh my God, are you Tim the Tap Man?" And he was like, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "Good to meet you." And then he goes, "Oh my gosh, can't believe this is happening right now." And he's like, "Can I get a picture?" Tim takes a picture. I'm looking at the menu, and I go, "Hey, can you guys make your reservation for 4 instead of 2? And he goes, "Yeah, we can, of course." I mean, and then he goes and looks at the waitress or the hostess to see if she will do that. Meanwhile, not to put him on blast or anything, he didn't even ask his girlfriend, fiance, wife. He just was so excited that Tim was going to eat with him that he just jumped right at he's like, "That's okay. She's fine. Yeah, you guys can eat with us. Like, it's only our Valentine's Day." And then I felt bad because who knows if she wants to eat with us. She probably wants to spend a nice romantic date with her boyfriend, fiance, husband. And here Tim is just coming in and swooping down on her time. So I felt bad after that. And I was like, well, no.
I also said.
Tim was like, "I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We got to look at the menu." So I looked at the menu. They had a preset menu. We didn't like really anything on the menu. So we were like, no, I think we're just going to take off and go eat somewhere else. So we went to Texas Day Brazil, but which is like one of our favorites.
Your favorite.
We both like it. And
It's your favorite,
so we went there, and then we went to this new cookie dough place that is in the mall. It was so good. So, yep. And then I think that was it.
Did you tell me the other one?
Oh, the other one.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, so we were walking to the cookie dough place, and this girl is walking by, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you Tim the Tap Man?" And Tim was like,
2 times in one day, chat.
Tim was like, "Yep, that's me." She goes, "My boyfriend is obsessed with you." She was like, "He's gonna be so mad that he's not here. Can I get a picture?"
Again.
So I take a
I
picture
work
of them.
on
She's like,
nuclear
"I'm gonna
reactors
send
in
it
the
to him
Navy.
and say Happy
2
Valentine's Day."
hours from
And
Syracuse.
she was like, "He's gonna
How
be so
does
bummed."
one
And
get
Tim
in
goes, "Well, where is
contact
he?" She
with
goes,
you?
"Well, he had to work,
See,
so
end
now
it.
I'm at the mall
P.S.
like
Put
without
Kevin
him."
on the shelf
And
in the
so
back.
it was funny because, you know, she got to meet Tim and he didn't, and it was just hilarious. But it was pretty funny. Sarah, how'd your Valentine's Day go?
All right, guys. So I'm gonna be real with you for a second. So I broke up with my boyfriend about 2 months ago, because I found out he was cheating on me the whole entire time. So, besides that, I'm like, okay, this Valentine's Day is gonna suck. My boyfriend is a super duper cheater, and we're broken up. I'm not speaking to him. I'm like, this Valentine's Day is gonna be awful. So one of my best friends since I was 15 messaged Alexis and was like, "What is Sarah's work address so that I can send her flowers to cheer her up on this day?" And Alexis tells him what my work address is. And 9 o'clock this morning, I had this big, beautiful bouquet of flowers from my brother's best friend. The most beautiful flowers ever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. So I'm like, oh, everyone keeps coming up to me. Who got you these flowers? Like, oh my gosh, he's such a special man. I'm like, no, he's just my friend, whatever. And everyone's like, it's not that ex, is it? And I'm like, no, it's not him. So then lunchtime comes around. I go to lunch. I come back and I have a box. And everyone's like, who the F is this box from? And I'm like, this box is from my dad. It's some Sherry's berries and whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're like so special. And I was like, no, it's from my dad. And they're like, well, my dad only sent me an email. And I was like, okay, well, my dad loves me. So, and then I get a text from Alexis of a dozen roses. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. Tim got you those roses? And she's like, no, someone just dropped these off for you. And I was like, WTF? Like, who the F dropped these off for me? And she said, oh, this guy that you went to a game with like 4 weeks ago. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? There's no way. She's like, yeah, he literally on his lunch break dropped these roses off.
Hand delivered them.
Hand delivered these roses to her house.
Well, he rang the doorbell and then I answer it and I'm like, hi, and he proceeds to, he's been to our house one time, walk in the house and he's like, oh, hi, Mesa, like petting the dog, and I'm like, okay, and then he like proceeds to walk into the house and set the flowers down on the counter, and he's like, I didn't bother to get a card or anything, I like didn't want it to be weird, and I was like, okay,
because I told him,
I just left
because I had told him I didn't want to be more than friends. I'm like in a complicated breakup, and it's like I'm like not emotionally available. I told him I just wanted to be friends, but he still like brought these flowers for me because he knew like today would be a crappy day for me because I just broke up with my serious boyfriend. So not only did I get flowers from my brother's best friend, strawberries from my dad, but a bouquet of roses from this guy. So I'm like, oh. And then at work, I get lunch paid for me from one of my account managers. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I should be single every Valentine's Day because clearly
Tat, type resident sleeper.
I get way more attention when I'm single on Valentine's Day. So it was nice.
Just say the word.
It was nice though. Yes, I wouldn't say friend zone, guys. I wouldn't say friend zone because he's a really nice guy, but it's just way too early after my breakup that I can't
Terrible
do
story.
It I know, it really is. It really is. But it was so sweet that he did it.
Didn't even end with a bang.
Skirt.
Tim's Valentine's gonna end with a bang.
Hey!
Ew. All right. We missed some donations over here. Let's see. And then we're getting off
Yeah, you are.
of
Later. Woo!
of the computer. Awkward. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just Pink, thank you for your 10 months.
Does that say Tim?